In 2026, 30 years after he resigned in disgrace, Michael Laws is attempting a political comeback as a candidate for the Waitaki electorate. Here is the text from the original RNZ reporting. Laws explicitly stated his desire to become Minister of Broadcasting and put Radio New Zealand, quote, first on the chopping list. His party welcomed him back with a polished press release, praising what they called his wealth of experience, skills, and leadership. We are going to audit those three specific words. Think of this as a kaitiaki, or guardian, review of the historical record, checking the PR spin against the actual receipts. Letting political language go unchecked allows past harm to be laundered into future power. To understand who is being handed the microphone, we have to look at what they did the last time they held it. We can start by looking at his experience. Back in 1996, Laws simultaneously held two public offices, Member of Parliament and Napier City Councillor. During this time, official documents were signed by his parliamentary secretary, Antoinette Beck. She was entirely fabricated, a non-existent person. This ghost signature had a very real purpose. It funneled a publicly funded polling contract to a company part-owned by Law's own wife. When directly questioned about the arrangement, Laws actively withheld this information from Parliament. In Te Ao Māori, there is the concept of whakapapa, which demands a visible, honest chain of connection and duty, especially in public service. The 1996 scandal is anti-whakapapa politics. Inserting a fake identity severed the visible chain of accountability and successfully hid a glaring conflict of interest. Next, we test his skills. Laws spent decades in broadcasting, marketing himself as a plain speaker, but the historical record shows a consistent pattern of degrading marginalized mana. In 2006, the Broadcasting Standards Authority formally recorded that Laws dehumanized the late Tongan king Taufa'aha Kupo IV, calling him a bloated brown slug. 4 years later, in 2010, he went on air and reduced Governor General Sir Anand Satyanand to a fat Indian. Laws leveraged these racial attacks as professional tools, manufacturing hostility to generate ratings and consolidate political capital. Using racial cruelty as a professional tool inherently disqualifies a candidate from holding public office, where a duty of care is owed to diverse communities. Finally, we evaluate his leadership, specifically by linking his past rhetoric to his deep hostility toward institutional scrutiny. In 2011, Laws was taken off the air after using his talkback show to fantasize about shooting journalists over their coverage of the election. That same hostility appears in his 2026 policy platform, where he demands Radio New Zealand be legislated out of existence and dismisses its staff as tired left-wing liberal lovies. This chopping list strategy functions as a personal vendetta, an attempt to dismantle the specific broadcaster that provides public scrutiny and holds power to account. Look at the through line from 1996 to 2026. Handing the power to dismantle a public broadcaster to a man who historically used fake signatures to hide public money is a massive civic risk. The political machine welcoming him back relies on a short public memory, rebranding documented corruption and racial slurs as a wealth of experience. If Radio New Zealand is dismantled, the loss is specific and severe. It means the deliberate depletion of the Māori, the life force of public interest journalism, te reo broadcasting, and dedicated Pacific reporting. We have to reject the political machine's attempt to repackage historical rot as democratic renewal. True rangatiratanga requires a collective defense of independent truth-tellers. It means refusing to let corrupt ghosts run the public ledger.